In this video, we're going to look at randomized decision rules. A randomized decision rule is a probability distribution on the action space. But you only get that after data from your random sample is observed. So the idea is that once you have observed data, then that informs the distribution on the action space. So we don't actually get a decision from this. We just get maybe a more improved understanding of the action space and where the more likely actions or the better actions are, in a sense. In a no data situation, then we analogously have a randomized action, which is also a probability distribution on the action space. It's just, since there's no data, there's not like a bunch of different possible distributions we could have. There's just the one. So to kind of connect this together with our understanding of a classical decision rule, let's look at how we would take one of those classical decision rules and express it as a randomized decision rule. And so you see here that we will represent this regular decision rule as a randomized rule, and we'll call it delta or angle bracket delta. And so remember, here when you see delta of x, that is the decision from the regular decision rule. That's the action that is informed by the data from the regular decision rule. And so the way we're going to randomize this is we're going to essentially put all the mass at that action delta of x. So let's look at an example. Suppose the action space is what we see here, A1 through A5. And then also suppose that we have some observed data, little x. And the decision rule for that data is A2. That is delta of x. Based on our data, the regular decision rule says that the action should be A2. So then the associated randomized rule would be the probability distribution which concentrates all of the mass at A2. In other words, the probability assigned to the singleton set, which contains A2, would be 1. And then the probability assigned to, say, the singleton set, which contains A1, that would be 0. And you see that here. And as the note mentions, for singleton sets, we often drop the curly brackets and just write what you see there on the left.